Front row. Packed tight. Looked more like some PR stunt than a real hearing. What is this, a block party for the poor? Officer Trent mumbled, rolling his eyes, right as Jordan Rivers walked in. Black suit sharp as glass, posture solid, eyes unflinching. She didn't speak. She didn't have to. The room felt it. The tension, the judgment, the buried insult in Trent's tone. Nobody flinched. Not one person said a thing when he grabbed her by the arm like she was the one on trial. Like the evidence didn't matter. Like she didn't matter. That silence? It wasn't blank. It was loud. A different kind of violence. You feel it in your stomach. But here's what made it worse. She wasn't just any guest. That was Jordan Rivers, the woman sent by the commission to clean house. And Trent had just disrespected the one person who had the authority to write him off the force with one stroke of a pen. He didn't know. He didn't even guess. If you'd been there, what would you have done? Sat quietly? Pretended to be distracted? Probably. Most people did. The air was thick, heavy like it was about to rain inside. Jordan sat 3 rows back. Straight spine, still face. Suit absorbing the room's light like armor. No badge, no name tag. Just a notebook and a closed pen, waiting. Not bored. Just sure. Like she'd been here before. Like she already knew how it ended. Then came Bryce. Not as a suspect, but as if he owned the place. Chin up, chest puffed, badge polished bright like a trophy. His walk wasn't humble. It was a performance. One he'd rehearsed for years. That's what happens when rules never apply to you. He scanned the crowd, calm, smug. The kind of confidence you only get when no one's ever made you say sorry. Jordan noticed everything. The collar adjustment, the fake concern as he nodded to the media, the quick smirk he shot at his lawyer. She started writing. Not fast, not slow, just steady. She wasn't recording him. She was analyzing him like a case file. Then a young paralegal tripped over a bench and dropped a folder in her lap. Mistook her for a grieving relative. Whispered, "I'm so sorry for your loss." Jordan didn't say a word. Didn't open the file. Her pen didn't pause. Bryce flopped in his chair like a king, arms wide, legs spread, posture screaming disrespect just shy of being charged for it. He turned to his lawyer, shared a laugh, then caught sight of Jordan. He misread her completely. Thought she was a reporter. Or worse, an activist. "You one of those watchdog types?" he said loud enough for only her to hear. "Always writing, always judging. Like you've lived my life." He smirked, thinking he'd scored. Jordan didn't blink. Just kept writing. That got to him. "You gonna fix me, sweetheart? Teach me a lesson." Instead of responding, she reached into her coat, pressed play on her phone. His voice filled the courtroom. "You think this is your street? I say shut up, you shut up. Don't move unless I tell you. Clear, brutal, unfiltered. No argument needed." His face twitched, rage building. He clenched his fists. He wanted to bark back, but the evidence had already barked for him. She finally looked up, her voice calm. "You can lie all you want, but power always leaves fingerprints." He cracked. With cameras pointed, with dozens watching, he lunged. Grabbed her phone, slammed it to the ground. Pieces flew. Gasps filled the room. Jordan didn't flinch. "You break things before you try to break people," she said. He grabbed her arms, then neck, fingers tightening. People screamed. Chairs scraped the floor. Security surged forward. Phones lifted to record. But she didn't fight back. She whispered, "Squeeze harder, and I won't have to say anything at all." That's when he hesitated. The power shifted, not because she overpowered him, but because she didn't need to. He let go. Breath shallow, face red, exposed. Jordan straightened her collar like brushing dust from a statue. Calm. Ready. Then came the words, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the city's new chief of police." Bryce froze. His world stopped. Jordan walked to the front, slow, deliberate. She pulled out her badge and set it on the judge's table. "A badge doesn't hide blood. No uniform ever could," she said. No yelling. No applause. Just reality. And she hit play again. Video after video. Bryce laughing. Bryce giving orders to cover up. Bryce, not as an officer, but as a hunter. "Do you remember your first victim?" she asked. He shrugged. She showed him a photo. A boy. 12. Scared. Labeled a thief. No charges. Just trauma. You didn't leave a bruise, she told him. You left a warning. Then she turned to the others. Not just him. The commanders who let things slide. The clerks who lost complaints. The lawyers who laughed off reports. This isn't misconduct, she said. It's protection. You protected him. Names named. Emails read aloud. Dates listed. One by one, they went quiet. Bryce thought he could retire in peace. Keep his pension. Slip away. But Jordan had rewritten the rules behind the scenes. A single memo. Pension halved. Authority revoked. A note included. I didn't change the policy because you grabbed my neck. I changed it because I knew someone eventually would. At his final hearing, they gave Bryce a script. A fake apology. Jordan stopped him. Remorse isn't a form. Say it like it means something, or don't say it at all. And for the first time, stripped of his mask, Bryce admitted, I hurt people because I could. It was the only honest thing he ever said. Jordan didn't stay for the cameras. She turned her focus to everyone else. The mayor who ignored complaints, the council members who shrugged, the cops who looked away. She didn't ask for revenge, just truth. A notebook sat in the lobby now. Open pages. No titles. Just a request. Write a promise. Not to the public. Not to the boss. Just to yourself. It filled up. One kid wrote, Be brave sooner. A mom left her son's photo between the pages. The department didn't change because of a law. It changed because the truth made it impossible not to. Bryce disappeared. No interviews. No send-off. His name was erased, not by force, but by indifference. Jordan stayed. Same coat. Same desk. No photos on her wall. When someone asked what she wanted her legacy to be, she said, if they need to know my name, then they missed the point. She didn't build a monument. She built a mirror. And it's still there. Still open. The question is, when you see injustice next, will you write the next line? Or will you just stay silent? The story didn't end in that courtroom. It didn't end when Bryce walked out disgraced, or when Jordan stepped into her new role. The real ending, the only one that matters, is still unwritten. It lives in every hallway where someone hesitates before speaking up. It pulses in every moment where silence seems safer than truth. Jordan didn't fix the system in a day. She didn't come in with fireworks or speeches. She came with receipts, with resolve, with the quiet certainty that justice doesn't shout. It shows up and stays. That notebook in the precinct lobby? It's not just paper. It's a weight. It holds regret, hope, shame, courage, all inked by hands that used to tremble and now dare to write. It asks for no perfection, just a choice. A promise to do better. To be better. Not for the headlines. Not for applause. For the mirror. The truth is, power doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it sits still and dares you to face it. Jordan understood that. She didn't need to fight back with fists. She fought with facts, with presence, with refusal. And in doing so, she made something impossible to ignore. Bryce thought authority came from his badge. But Jordan proved that real authority comes from accountability, from consistency, from walking into fire without flinching. She made people look. And once you see, you can't unsee. Now the question is ours. Because that notebook, it's still open. There's space left. Lines waiting. Your pen isn't too small. Your voice isn't too quiet. And your choice, not someone else's, might be the one that tips the balance next time. You don't have to be a chief. You don't have to have a title. You just have to decide. When you see it, when you know, do you freeze or do you move? Because injustice doesn't need an audience. It needs resistance. So if this is the moment where the next story begins, then it begins with you. Pick up the pen, write the next line, and make it count.